Below is a much more detailed explanation of 12 differences between policy and procedure. 1. Purpose. A policy exists to establish the organization's official position, rules, or guiding principles on a particular issue. Its purpose is to provide direction and boundaries for behavior and decision-making. Policies answer the question, what must or must not be done? A procedure, on the other hand, exists to ensure that the policy is properly implemented. Its purpose is operational. It explains how exactly should this be done so that the policy is consistently followed in practice. 2. Level of detail. A policy deliberately avoids operational detail. It states expectations clearly but does not describe how tasks are performed. This keeps the policy applicable across different situations. A procedure contains a high level of detail, often including step-by-step instructions, tools required, timelines, and specific responsibilities. Without this detail, employees may interpret the policy differently, leading to inconsistency. Strategic versus operational nature. A policy is strategic in nature. It aligns with organizational goals, values, legal requirements, and risk management considerations. It supports long-term governance and control. A procedure is operational. It translates strategy into action by guiding day-to-day activities and workflows that support the policy's objectives. Focus. A policy focuses on rules, principles, and standards of conduct. It defines what is acceptable, required, or prohibited within the organization. A procedure focuses on tasks and actions. It explains how employees should perform specific activities to comply with those rules and standards. 5. A policy is written for a broad audience, often all employees, contractors, or stakeholders. Everyone is expected to understand and follow it, regardless of role. A procedure is usually written for a narrower audience, such as a specific department, job role, or operational team, because only certain people are responsible for carrying out the steps. 6. Authority and enforcement. A policy carries formal authority. It is typically approved by senior management or governing bodies and is enforceable across the organization. Violating a policy can result in disciplinary or legal consequences. A procedure derives its authority from the policy it supports. While procedures must be followed, failure to follow a procedure is usually considered non-compliance with the policy rather than a standalone violation. 7. Flexibility. A policy is relatively inflexible. Because it reflects core principles, legal obligations, or ethical standards, it is changed only when absolutely necessary. A procedure is more adaptable. It may be updated frequently to reflect changes in technology, systems, staffing, or best practices while still complying with the policy. 8. Language and tone. A policy uses formal, declarative language such as must, shall, and will. The tone is authoritative and directive. A procedure uses instructional and descriptive language such as step, follow, or complete. The tone is practical and instructional rather than authoritative. 9. Scope. A policy has a wide scope and may cover an entire functional area, such as information security, workplace conduct, or health and safety. A procedure has a narrow scope and addresses a specific process within that area, such as how to create a secure password or report a safety incident. 10. Decision-making role. A policy supports decision-making by setting clear boundaries. Employees can make decisions as long as they stay within the limits defined by the policy. A procedure minimizes or removes decision-making by specifying exactly what actions to take. This ensures consistency and reduces errors, especially in critical or regulated tasks. 11. Length and structure. A policy is usually short and concise. It often includes a purpose statement, scope, policy rules, and consequences of noncompliance. A procedure is typically longer and more structured. It may include step-by-step instructions, flow sequences, forms, checklists, roles, and references. 12. Practical example. A policy might state that all financial transactions must be accurately recorded and approved to prevent fraud. A procedure would then explain how to record transactions, who must approve them, which forms or systems to use, and how records are stored and reviewed. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.